A 4-year-old nearly mauled to death by a pit bull in Springfield. Thanks for joining us. I'm Adam Merrill.
And I'm Megan O'Rourke. We're told the little girl was with her babysitter when the animal snapped. And the dog warden says this isn't the first time this dog has lashed out. Fox 45's Bryn Caswell is live with an update on the girl's condition. Bryn.
Megan, Adam, the little girl was rushed here to Dayton Children's Hospital and then flown to Columbus's Children's Hospital due to the severity of her injuries. Officials say the dog attacked her entire face, even saying parts of her mouth are missing even after undergoing 2 surgeries. A frightening 911 call from a babysitter Saturday at a home on Linden Avenue in Springfield.
It's real bad. It's real bad. There's blood everywhere. He got her face.
This call made just moments after the babysitter's pit bull violently attacked the 4-year-old she was watching.
I tried to get him off of her the best I could. Bad. Okay. Her face is horrible.
The dog mauling the 4-year-old's entire face.
Stay on the phone with me, ma'am.
These are photos of the little girl the family just sent us.
Her mouth, her skin around her mouth, her bottom lip is missing.
The babysitter locked herself and the girl inside a bedroom to hide from the dog. Firefighters had to climb through a window to rescue them. The babysitter is 51-year-old Kathy Engel, who had an outstanding warrant the night of the attack for failing to register the dog, which Clark County Chief Dog Warden Sandi says already had a history of biting, but never to this extreme.
Child will probably have permanent scarring. She had a lot of damage done to her.
She says euthanizing the dog was the best option.
And the fact that it also turned on its owner, I was not going to place my staff at risk to care for that dog for 10 days. The owner did not want the dog back. She wanted the dog to be euthanized.
Chief Click recommends never leaving children and pets unsupervised, regardless how much you may trust them.
We can't always predict what a dog's going to do any more than what a person's going to do.
A 4-year-old nearly mauled.
Okay. Welcome back. It is 5:30 a.m. my time. I hope as many of you are able to join this live stream as possible. Many of you know that from time to time, I directly challenge the statements of public figures. You know, I feel like if you are a public figure who is said to be an expert on something, then it's part of the process that some of the people in the community object to what you may say. And those people who object to you should at least bring research, facts, logic, and common sense. And that is what I am going to do in this video. Now, I'm going to need the help of the Crusaders in the chat room to keep this professional, because I genuinely believe that people, these dog lovers, I believe they're brainwashed. Every last one of them. I believe that they could be brainwashed against dogs just as easily and thoroughly as they were brainwashed to be dog lovers. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But I do genuinely believe, strongly believe, in the intelligence of human beings. My admiration for human beings is just that way. I believe we are more intelligent than we're capable of imagining. I believe humans possess a brain that could enable them to communicate without using language. I believe we are smart enough to build UFOs and fly to different galaxies. We just haven't hit that point yet. And that is one of the major reasons I have this channel, to help enhance the intelligence of human beings. Now, I found a shout out to everybody in the chat room, first of all, who's able to join. Sane, Mutt Free World, Anti-Mutt Nut. Glad to have all of you with us here today. Great Pumpkin, as always. You dogs in the building. I don't use Facebook that much because it's a sad area of the internet for me. You know, I get to see a bunch of nieces and nephews that I haven't seen since they were babies, and they are caught up in a lot of degeneracy. But from time to time, I will check Facebook. But I noticed that Sandi Click has a Facebook profile, and as always, I send personal messages to the people who I want to debate. And on this video, I want to debate Springfield, Ohio dog warden Sandi Click, who made the statement on the video that you just heard. Okay, and for those who may have missed it, let me share the audio with you again.
She wanted the dog to be euthanized.
Chief Click recommends never leaving children and pets unsupervised.
Never leaving children and pets unsupervised. This primarily means dogs. Okay?
Regardless how much you may trust them.
We can't always predict what a dog's going to do any more than what a person's going to do.
Okay? That is why I substitute the word pets with dogs, because that's all we're talking about. And that's the only animal that Sandi Click mentioned. She didn't say dogs and cats, rabbits, gerbils, and hamsters. She said dogs and dogs exclusively. Okay? We can't predict what a dog is going to do any more than we can predict what a human is going to do. Sandi Click, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think it's our responsibility, you as a professional, all professionals, and not just professionals who have been licensed or have a degree, but also citizens who do independent research. I think it's our responsibility to put out facts, common sense, logic. And this is not factual. What you said is not logic. It's not common sense. It's flat out false, ma'am. And I'm disappointed that you would say something like that. The people who follow me disagree with that, and they are disappointed that people who are experts say things like this. This is something that we deal with in this small corner of YouTube. So I'm dead serious about wanting to interact with Sandi Click. I sent her a message on Facebook. Said, hello, ma'am. I'm going to dedicate a video to something you said in the news. You can find the live stream here, and I provided a link. This is Sandi Click's Facebook profile. I want to welcome you into the room and offer you a seat at the round table. Sandi Click. Sandi Click has made it into the news several times in the Springfield news. This is Sandi Click here, and she is petting a pit bull. Excuse me. Here's Sandi Click again in another article surfaced in the Springfield news. Sandi Click is a dog warden. Okay. What are the job duties of a dog warden? Dealing with stray dogs. I assume that means getting stray dogs off the street. Enforcing dog-related laws. Okay, I assume that means like leashing and things of that nature. Promotion of responsible dog ownership, sort of the same thing. Dog fouling. Now, I'm not sure what that is, and my apologies, I haven't looked it up. Dog fouling. All right, anybody know what that is? Please enlighten us in the chat room. Noise pollution caused by dogs, so incessant barking in the middle of the night. Education, liaising, and working alongside other agencies. Okay, so this sounds like a dog police officer. A police officer for dogs. As I've pointed out many times, people, dogs are the only creatures on earth that we have an entire segment of our law enforcement for. Now, I personally don't believe that a dog warden should be a dog lover any more than a prison guard should be a lover of convicts. Okay, I don't believe police officers should hang out with and be in love with known convicted criminals who are currently still engaged in criminality. Okay, on Sandi Click's Facebook, she has photos of several pit bulls. She appears to be a strong supporter of the bully breed. So I'm going to focus on bully breeds. For the sake of argument, I might refer to them as pit bulls. To me, to us, they're all the same. Several pit bulls, several bully breeds are on her Facebook. I don't believe a dog warden, a dog police officer, should be a dog lover, because I think that encourages you to put out false information to protect the image of dogs. And this is very harmful, and it can lead to someone's disfigurement or death. Ma'am, you said that you cannot predict what a dog is going to do any more than you can predict what a human is going to do. I disagree with that. As I've said several times, if I were given the option, if anybody was given the option, hey, we're going to send you to an island, you get to choose who you want to share that island with. You can share that island with 5,000 humans or 5,000 pit bulls. Who would you choose? I can safely say that everybody in their right state of mind would say humans. Even people who are not in their right state of mind, I'd say 99% of those people, I would say most dog lovers themselves, would choose to live with the humans. There's no food. There is no food. Now with humans, you can grow food. Good luck growing food for 5,000 pit bulls. In fact, good luck surviving on an island where it is just you and 5,000 pit bulls. Ma'am, I would safely assume that I would be okay with the human beings. This is simply not true, ma'am. 5 million, around 5 million, 4.75 million dog bites reported every year. Only 1 out of every 3 to 4 dog bites are reported. The actual number is well over 10 million, well over 15 million. Closer to 20, 25 million people are bitten every year in the United States alone, according to statistics. Around 800,000 dog bite victims need emergency care treatment. Half or over half of all dog attack victims are children 13 and under. That includes infants. Ma'am, humans do not mutilate 400,000 kids every year in the United States. It just does not happen. I can predict that around 400,000 kids will need emergency care treatment in this country every year. Yes, I can predict that. And I can predict that humans won't. In fact, you'll be hard-pressed to find stories of a human being who took a knife or gun and killed a baby, a toddler, a child. So this is simply not true, ma'am. And like I said, it is disappointing that you would put information like that out, because when you as a professional make statements like that, it really resonates with the general public, people who are not educated on dogs. And they're going to take what you say as fact without doing any independent research. So it's very dangerous, and we have to be careful about the information we put out here. Whatever we say needs to be well researched. Ma'am, you could not have done any true research when you said that statement. You also said that there should always be a parent present. There should always be supervision when there is a dog present and a child. Never leave kids alone with dogs unsupervised. Ma'am, it is a fact, and you can look this up. I've shown the resources several times on this channel. Most dog attacks on kids happen when an adult is present, when there is supervision. Because, ma'am, dogs attack fast. There's literally nothing you can do to stop it. All you can do is react. And when you're dealing with a pit bull, you're going to deal with locked jaws. It's going to bite down, lock its jaws, and yes, I mean lock. I know many pit bull lovers say, oh, dogs' jaws don't lock. Of course, you don't need a key to open them. You know that's not what we're saying. They hold down. They don't let go. They bite, lock, and then they shake to cause maximum damage. That is exactly what that pit bull was doing to that little girl in that news article. Supervision literally does nothing but allow the adult to witness the attack. You don't hear about stories of an adult who was watching a dog while a child was present, saw signs that it may attack, and then actually prevented the attack. We have watched dozens of dog attacks on kids here. When there was supervision, there were adults present. Many of you might remember the video where there were 2 adults present. The child asked the owner if he could pet the dog. He said yes. The dog attacked him. Ma'am, the idea that supervision will prevent an attack is false. It simply doesn't happen. I believe in depending on reality, not on what sounds good. We can't give people information like that. And I believe these statements come from attempts to protect the image of dogs, ma'am. And what we are doing when we do that is endangering the children. I believe that all pit bulls should be exterminated. They do not belong inside of any home where a human is present, and especially where a child is present. Dogs have no business inside of a home like that because it puts them in danger. The statistics validate that statement. My beliefs that I put out here is backed by research. So if dogs cannot be owned by the general public, there's nothing to do other than exterminate them. You could spay, neuter them, and just let them fizzle out of existence that way. I don't care how it's done. But they should be driven into extinction. Now, I believe all dogs should, but we're only talking about pit bulls here. And I believe pit bulls deserve to be driven into extinction more than other dogs because of how deadly they are. Pit bull attack victims. This has been verified by dozens of doctors that I've shared their statements right here on this channel several times. Okay, again, I put out researched information. Doctors have said pit bull attack victims have far more damage, severe damage. And it is a fact that people who have stayed in the hospital for dog attacks even more than one day, some 80 to 90% of those victims were attacked by bully breeds. It is undeniable that bully breeds cause more damage. And I believe they simply attack more often, maybe slightly more often, but they are known to snap. They were bred to fight. They were bred to fight. Just like other dogs are bred for other tasks and other things, these particular breed were bred to fight and kill bigger animals, bulls. A creature like that is bred to fight and attack bulls has no business anywhere near a home that a child resides. This is the greatest form of child endangerment in the world. Dog ownership. And it's irresponsible to promote the ownership of these very creatures. I don't care how many of them never bite. And it is my opinion that at least half of all dogs bite a human at some point in their lifetime. I firmly believe that. It does not matter how many dogs have never attacked or never bitten. The problem is that we don't know which ones will. And again, I do not accept this idea that we don't know which humans will attack either. I just debunked that at the beginning of this stream. I'm going to the island with 5,000 humans, and we're going to have a party. We're going to live it up. We're going to work together. We're going to build houses. We're going to live good. With dogs, all you can do is look at your watch, say your prayers, and hope that you die quickly. We all know this, ma'am. Creatures like this have no business anywhere in society. several attacks happen because they break loose. They break free. Dogs manipulate restraints and barriers. This is why even people without kids shouldn't own them. So I'm saying they have no place in human territory at all. Shout out to Simon Core in the chat room. Before the stream started, he made a lot of posts, and he said some very helpful things that is well researched. He said, dogs are not natural, ma'am. They are not. Nature, God, whatever you believe in, did not create dogs. They are mutants, especially pit bulls. They're mutants. They're not God's creatures. They're not nature's creatures. Dogs are not natural, Simon said. They were created by humans, not God or nature. And now they are killing God's creatures, nature's creatures, human babies. And I personally believe, ma'am, that babies are closer to the spirit realm than adults. They're immediately from the spirit realm, and we should view them and treat them like angels. And I believe this is human instinct. This is how humans act in our natural state. We view infants, newborns, toddlers like angels on earth that are completely helpless and defenseless. You don't bring creatures that were bred to attack and kill bulls anywhere near babies. And dogs, ma'am, are the only animals on earth that attack human babies. I really have more examples than I need to argue that pit bulls have no place in society. I'm just giving you a few. Shout out to Dave C., Charles D. Curry in the chat room. Said he used to have a black lab. He felt how much power. Yeah. All these big dogs, they're very strong. They're very powerful. An adult, even if they see the signs, if the dog decides to attack, it's highly unlikely that even an adult, a grown, strong man, will be able to stop that dog. And we know how supervision goes. When a dog and a child is present, they leave the dog right next to the child. They'll sit the child right next to the dog, on the dog, take a photo, record a video. In moments like this, really in any moment, your child is in danger. The idea that over 2.5 million kids under 13 get bitten, which is an attack every year in the United States, that's outrageous and unacceptable. 400,000 every year, and the number is growing. It's probably through the roof right now. 400,000, 500,000 kids need emergency care treatment every year. This is an epidemic, ma'am. It's our responsibility as adults to look at this and deal with it for what it is, an epidemic. Simon said, in the movie Terminator, humans created robots that turned on humans, killing most of humanity. Kind of like how dogs today have turned on humans, killing our kids and attacking everyone else. Even when dogs are not attacking humans, they are poisoning us through their excrement, spreading fleas and other bugs from their fur. Let me add several diseases, parasites, germs, bacteria, from dogs to humans every single year. You can look that up. Just Google diseases from dogs to humans. I believe dogs are the primary reason humans have so many diseases and parasites. It's been proven that dog owners contract parasites from their dogs. Dogs are riddled with parasites. They're born with parasites. Virtually all puppies are born with parasites. So even when you don't deal with how violent they are, they should still be driven into extinction because of how toxic they are. Ma'am, did you know dog excrement is present in the very air that we breathe outside? Do you know how toxic such a creature has to be? Where people check the air outside and they say that it contains dog excrement? Especially in a time like now, this era where a bunch of viruses popping up here and there, I believe this is coming from the dog population. So sad. Simon said trillions are spent on dogs each year, yet there are countries starving. Hungry kids in the United States. Kids without shoes and clothes. But we spend money on dogs instead. Why? Good question. Good comments. You know, I want to collect as many comments as possible. And I wish someone would help me do this. Find the best, most informative comments anywhere on YouTube. It can be on my videos, anywhere, and collect them in a format that you can copy and paste and send it to me. Because I would love to do videos where I only read comments that have been left by people online. Man, there is a powerful presence of highly intelligent people, educated people on dogs. These are the true researchers. These are the true dog experts. The people right here online, people like Simon Core, people that you see in the chat room right now. Every single one of them. And we will eventually make our presence known to mainstream, ma'am. And it is an honor and a pleasure to contact you and interact with you long before we get mainstream attention. We deal with facts. We are the true dog experts. We are the defenders of humanity. We are rallying, crusading in defense of our very existence. And we don't like the idea of babies and kids being mutilated. And we should prevent that from happening. 100%. We should use every resource available to us to keep dogs as far away from our territory as possible. When people see a dog, they should immediately call the police and have someone come out to detain it. Dogs should be treated as the worst enemy to human beings. I don't want to hear about how long they've evolved alongside human beings. Dogs are not getting any friendlier. You know, man's best friend is the last thing you need to call them. These things, no matter how long you say they've been evolving around us or right alongside us, they have the worst tempers by far. We always talk about how we never walk around and get attacked by random birds. Just yesterday, I walked through a parking lot full of ducks. I walk by ducks all the time. They don't get anxiety. Anybody ever seen a duck get nervous and riddled with anxiety, start shaking and trembling and attack us because it's scared? It makes it even worse. It's even more dangerous with these dogs. Seeing that they're physically deadly, it's even worse that everything fills them with anxiety. For some dogs, even walking on grass increases their level of anxiety. These are nothing but fighting and killing machines. Everything about them is about killing and inflicting harm. But dogs don't attack because they're scared, man. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. Dogs attack because they're not scared. We know how a dog behaves when it's scared. If it's scared of you, it's going to tuck tail, duck its head, and try to get away from you. They're going to avoid eye contact, tuck tail, and tremble and shake. We know how dogs behave when they're scared. So I don't want to hear any of this about how dogs attack because they're scared, they're intimidated. We know all the dog information that is put out here by behaviorists and other people. And that's exactly the problem. The people who put information out here are dog lovers who are putting out false information because their true job is to protect the image of these killers. That is immoral. That is immoral, and it needs to stop. So let's hope we hear a response from Sandi Click. Okay? And please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. I think I did a good job being respectful on this video. Ma'am, I don't recommend you look at any of my other videos. Okay, because I get frustrated. I'm very passionate about what I'm doing here. It makes my life feel like it has real, genuine purpose. Makes me feel like I will have an impact and influence on people long after I leave this earth. And it's all for the good. I'm not going to ever support the presence of anything that launches daily attacks, over 1,000 kids a day in the United States alone attacked and need medical care. Some 7,000 kids alone are bitten every single day here in the United States. That's an epidemic. So let's talk about this. Again, big shout out to everybody who's able to join this early morning live stream. Let's hope we hear back from Sandi Click. If Sandi Click disagrees and wants to educate us on anything we talked about here today. And hopefully I will see all of you and more on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.